This video goes over fraction word problems. Number one, Carl is 6 feet tall. If he grew 1 1/8 inches during the past year and 3/4 inches the year before, how tall was he 1 year ago? So biggest problem right now is that this is in feet and that's in inches. So let's first convert 6 feet into inches. I'm going to multiply by 12 to get 72 inches. All right, so right now he's 72 inches. He grew 1 1/8 inch during the past year. So how tall was he a year ago? So we're going to subtract. So this is 72 minus 1 1/8 inch. I can rewrite this as 72 0/8 inches minus 1 1/8 of an inch. I can't do 0 minus 1, so I need to borrow. 72 becomes 71. I add 1, which is equal to 8 over 8 to this fraction, so this becomes an 8. So now I can subtract. 8 minus 1 is 7/8, and then 71 minus 1 would be 70. So he was 70 7/8 inches tall a year ago. Number 2. A town has raised 3/8 of the total, which is $12,000 it needs to furnish a library. How much more does it need to raise? There are a few ways to do this. For me, I like to think if it's raised 3/8, then that means, and the total is 8/8. So if I subtract that, there are 5/8 to go, right? We need to raise 5/8 of that 12,000 more. 5/8 of 12,000 of, in word problems always means multiply, so this is really 5/8 times 12,000 over 1. 8 and, what is that? 120. 120 divided by 8 is 84015. So this becomes 1015. So it'd be 1500. 1,500 times 5. That's 7,500. Or another way to do it is 12,000 divided by 8 to get the same thing. 1500. You do the math, so 1,500 is equal to 1/8 of the whole thing, and then we multiply that by 5 to get the same answer. Next one. The gas tank of a popular car holds 15 2/5 gallons of gas. How much gas has been used if 10 1/3 gallons remain? Well, it can hold this much. There's this much left, so we just subtract. So it's 15 2/5 minus 10 1/3. For adding and subtracting, we need common denominators. Our denominators are 5 and 3, so our common denominator will be 15. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, I'm rewriting this as 15 6/15 minus 10 5/15. I do not need to regroup or borrow because 6 is bigger than 5. 6 minus 5 is 1/15. 15 minus 10 is 5. So we have 5 1/15 of a gallon used. Next one. Catherine worked for 12.5 hours last week and earned $50. What was her hourly rate? Ooh, this is probably 50 years ago, because it's a very low hourly rate. So hourly rate is dollars per hour, so it's dollars per hour. So how many dollars? She made $50 in 12.5 hours. This is the same as 50 divided by 12.5, because this line right here means divide. So I just rewrote it as divide. When we're dividing, we need improper fractions, so 50 over 1. 12 times 2 is 24, plus 1 is 25. And then instead of dividing, we multiply by the reciprocal of just the second fraction. Keep the first fraction the same. 50 and 25 both divided by 25 to get 2 and 1. And then 2 times 2 is 4. So this is $4 per hour. Yikes. Hopefully this was many, many decades ago. And next one. Each share of the stock in Unified Electronics has a value of $34.34. On Monday, it declined, or it went down by $1.05 on Tuesday, and then went down again by 7/8 of a dollar by Wednesday. What was the value of the stock after Wednesday? So we start with 34 3/4. We decline, so subtract 1 5/8 on Tuesday, and then we decline, which subtract another 7/8 on Wednesday. Okay. Let's see. Common denominator, so this is 34 6/8 minus 1 5/8 minus 7/8. We'll do 2 at a time. 34 6/8 minus 1 5/8. I do not need to borrow, so that's just 1/8. 33. So this becomes 33 1/8. And I subtract another 7/8. Here I do need to regroup. So 33 becomes 32. I add 8, because I add 8 over 8, so this becomes 9. So 9 minus 7 is 2/8, and 32 minus nothing is 32. So it's 32. I simplify the 2/8 to get 1/4, and then add my units, which is dollars. All right. Leo earns $2 an hour for babysitting. If he works 3 1/4 hours one evening, how much does he earn? So this is his rates, $2 an hour. We have to multiply that by his time, 3 1/4 hours, to get his dollar amount. So this is just 2 times 3 1/4. Again, with multiplying and dividing, we need fractions or improper fractions. So this is 2 over 1 times 3 times 12, or 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13 over 4. 2 and 4 can both be divided by 2 to get 1 and 2. So this is 13 over 2. And that is also, what, 6 1/2. So $6.50, or $6.50, or 13 over $2. All right, good luck on your practice.